Thank you. And thank you for the United States for being such an amazing friend for Israel. Obviously, this is amazing. We're continuing in this in the series of hearing people from different places around the world, interesting places, about their views on cybersecurity. I think it shows us a very interesting global perspective on what's going on. So I want to call to the stage the Deputy Commissioner of Cybersecurity and Deputy Chief Executive of Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore, CSA, Kuan Seah Chua. The stage is yours. Thank you for coming all the way from Singapore. And Singapore is also a very good friend of Israel. So we're excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good morning. Very happy to be back again. Thank you, Professor Isaac. Thank you, Yoshi. Thank you for inviting us back. Very happy to be back here again. Right, distinguished guests, senior officials, industry leaders, international partners, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My name is Kuan Seah, and I'm the Deputy Chief Executive of the Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore. It's an honor to address many of you, such a distinguished group of people, leaders who safeguard our national resilience, shape the digital systems that our society depend on. So today we meet at an inflection point. Cyberspace is no longer just a technical domain, but one that has been a strategic arena where economic security, public trust, and geopolitical competition intersect. So what happens in cyberspace now has direct consequences for sovereignty, for business continuity, and for the stability of societies. This is the new frontline of national security. So this morning, I'll speak on three themes: the digital frontlines of modern conflict, the shifting foundations of cyber power, and what protection must look like in this arena. Now, for the first point, the digital frontlines are here. So around the world, conflict today does not begin with the physical incursions. It begins with probes into software supply chains, footholds in the cloud environments, or compromise of systems that are so fundamental that the entire sectors depend on. Now, as Coordinating Minister for National Security, Mr. K. Shanmugam recently highlighted in Singapore, the threat actor group known as UNC 3886, an advanced state-linked intrusion group, has actively targeted Singapore national digital infrastructure. He noted that their ability to compromise systems, evade detection, and maintain persistent access. This was an important signal. This is the first time a critical information infrastructure has been targeted, and also the very first time that we have called out a threat actor. It demonstrated that Singapore is prepared to call out sophisticated actors when our national interests are at stake. And in underlying that these threats are deliberate and persistent. Now, globally, we see the same pattern. Adversaries compromising virtualization platforms to bypass cybersecurity controls, targeting operational technology to gain political leverage, and using cyber operations to influence negotiations without firing a single shot. And these are not just merely incidents. They are instruments of statecraft. The question for every nation is no longer if attacks will happen, but whether we can detect them, withstand, and recover from them. Point number two, that cyber power has shifted, and it favors those who move fast. Cyber defense has become national defense. The decisions that we make in regulations, architecture, and ecosystem design now have direct implications for national resilience. Around the world and in Singapore, Reforms such as the strengthening of the Singapore Cybersecurity Act in 2024, expanding critical information infrastructure coverage, and the tightening of cloud and third-party accountability, these reflect a global shift, and cyber is now treated as a foundational infrastructure. The nature of cyber power has also changed. It is no longer belongs to the largest force or even those with the most advanced technology. Instead, power belongs to the ecosystem that can make fast and well-informed decisions, that can share intelligence across sectors, detect an advanced persistent threat before it becomes a crisis, and mobilize a skilled workforce that can think red team. Singapore is also harnessing artificial intelligence as a capability multiplier. So in the cyber incident and defense exercise in 2025, just recently concluded, that was organized jointly together with the Digital and Intelligence Service of the Singapore Armed Forces. AI-generated scenarios were used to train all our 11 critical information infrastructure sectors. This marks a shift from reactive planning to anticipatory defense, where we model adversary behavior and prepare before the threats materialize. So in this landscape, resilience, rather than perfect protection, is the defining currency of cyber power. The countries that recover fastest will lead. Point number 3, the protection must evolve from defense to digital resilience. Traditional cybersecurity, such as perimeter controls, reactive patching, compliance checklists, is no longer sufficient. Protection today must require infrastructure deep defense that cuts across cloud, supply chains, virtualization, and operational technologies, integrated situational awareness, where government and industry leaders share signals in real time, resilience by design, where government and industry resilience by design, where continuity even in the face of disruption. Talent has a national capability through structured pathways and trusted certification systems. Institutionalized public-private partnerships, and not just ad hoc collaboration. International cooperation, because cyber threats ignore national borders, but collective defense strengthens them. So true cyber power is not the ability to just stop every single attack. It's the ability to operate confidently during an attack without losing trust, stability, or strategic advantage. In conclusion, let me close with this thought. The digital front lines are here, and the choices that we make in the coming years, how we design systems, how we collaborate, and how we invest will determine whether we shape this domain or be shaped by them. So this moment calls for strategic imagination, bold policy decisions, technical excellence, and above all, collective courage. Courage to move ahead of the need, courage to rethink legacy systems, courage to work across sectors and borders. We may not choose the battleground, but we choose how we stand upon it. And we stand together when the government, industry, and international partners move together with clarity and purpose. Thank you very much.